Hello everyone, how are we all doing, and welcome back to another video on the channel. And today is where I hang my head in shame and react to my Premier League predictions from the start of the season. Let's see how many I got right, and I am going to use the points total thing to see how many points I would get. Right. We will go 20th to 1st. The first team I predicted in 20th is Luton Town, obviously. And I didn't have much faith in Luton Town, obviously. But fair play, they did surprise us all. They were the best promoted team. They finished in 18th. In credit to Luton. Fair play to Rob Edwards. They did sign a few players, Ross Barkley and Ross Townsend, to name a few. They did play for Everton, but they did sign players like Tahith Chong as well. But after all, it was a bit of a stretch for them. In 19th place, I said Sheffield United. They finished in 20th. Look, I'm not too sure. They were just bloody awful, weren't they? They don't deserve to be in the Premier League. They have the joint worst goal difference with they'll have the joint worst goals conceded, I'm pretty sure. No, goal difference. They had the joint worst goal difference with Derby in the history of the Premier League. Sheffield United aren't a Premier League team, to be brutally honest. In 18th, look, I have Wolves, and most people have Wolves in their bottom 3 or 4. I wasn't optimistic for Wolves. They did sell Kilman. No, they didn't sell Kilman, did they? But they did sell Collins. They did sell Neves. They did sell Costa. They did sell Moutinho. They sold a few players, and they only brought in Matt Doherty, which I didn't think was enough. But fair play, they shocked us all. They finished in 14th. Next season will be a tough season. They did fall off a cliff towards the end of the season. But maybe because they won the beach, who knows. In 17th, I said Bournemouth. They finished in 12th, and fair play to Andoni Iraola as well. He deserves the credit. I can see him getting Bournemouth in Europe in the next few seasons, to be fair. Standout players, well, Justin Kluivert, Dominic Solanke, you've got to mention them. Fair play to Bournemouth. Best points total in a Premier League season for Bournemouth. In 16th place, I said Everton. Well, we finished in 15th, and it was an 8-point deduction for us. And without the 8-point deduction, we would have finished in 12th. Just above Bournemouth and just below Brighton, both on goal difference. But credit to Sean Dyche, 40 points in a tough season. He deserves credit. In 15th place, well, I said Fulham. They finished in 13th. Interesting one, this one. Well, obviously, there's all that chat of Marco Silva possibly leaving at the start of the season. Mitrovic did leave. I said that at the start of the season as well. They did bring a few players in, and they did keep Palhinha. But as I mentioned, if Palhinha leaves in the summer, will Fulham drop off a bit? Will they be in a relegation battle if they lose Palhinha? In 14th place, I said Crystal Palace, and they finished in the top 10. They finished in 10th place. And Oliver Glasner came in. They sacked Roy Hodgson, and Oliver Glasner came in. Glasner, well, he steadied the ship and he got them that 10th place finish. And maybe they can build on that next season and challenge for Europe. But it'll be tough. In 13th place, I said Nottingham Forest. They finished in 17th. It was a points deduction for them, but without the points deduction, they would have still finished in 17th, to be fair. What do I think of this one then? Nottingham Forest, I mean, they've got good players, and I'm keeping an eye on Nottingham Forest, because if they don't have the best transfer window, then I could put them in my bottom three next season. We'll have a look. The next team, and in 12th position, I put Burnley. This is probably the worst one that I put down. They got relegated in 19th place. I mean, I've got to put my hands up, and most people will put their hands up as well and say that we expected more from Burnley. Vincent Kompany, they stormed the Championship, but it didn't really work out. Best of luck to Burnley in the Championship for next season. In 11th place, I put Tottenham Hotspur. Well, for the obvious reasons, really. Losing Harry Kane. But they did recover. They did sign a few players, James Maddison, Mickey van der Ven, but they did improve, and that it was a top 6 finish for them. They are in the Europa League. They did finish in, let me just check, that Spurs did finish in fifth place. Interesting, that one, isn't it? And it was tricky to put your finger on Spurs, wasn't it? In 10th place, I said West Ham. They finished in 9th place. Another one-off. David Moyes leaving at the end of the season. I suppose that's the best. That's the best way to put your finger on it. And what are your thoughts on David Moyes leaving? To be fair, he did win them a Conference League, and he will go out with the credit he deserves. And hopefully he gets another job. But let's talk about West Ham and their standout players. Well, Jarrod Bowen was Lucas Paqueta. Those were their top scorers, weren't they? As you would expect. And in 9th place, I said that Brentford would finish in 9th. They did finish in 16th, so that's another 7 difference. Yeah, what are my thoughts on this one then? Interesting on this one. There was all the hype of Brentford, and which didn't live up to expectation. And then Tony came back. We all thought they would become good again, finishing the top half, but it didn't live up to expectation. And if Tony leaves next season, then again I could see them being in another relegation battle. In 8th place, I said Aston Villa, and credit to Unai Emery. He deserved a clap. They finished in 4th place. There's not a lot to say really about Villa. Ollie Watkins, standout season for him. He was in a golden boot race. But credit to Unai Emery and his staff and players when they deserve it. And Villa are a team you should associate with the Champions League, and they are back in the competition where they belong. In 7th place, I've got Brighton, another 1-4 off. Interesting one, this one. And Brighton were another one which was tricky to put your finger on. They have let go Roberto De Zerbi. Roberto De Zerbi has left now. Interesting, Brighton, isn't it? Especially with them being in Europe last season. It was tricky to predict. But they did finish in 4th. They did sign Joao Pedro, which I did mention. but best of luck for Brighton to Brighton for next season. In sixth place, my first place right is I did predict Chelsea to finish in sixth place, and they did finish in sixth place. So Chelsea, I did look like I was going to get that one wrong a few weeks ago with Chelsea in pretty poor form, but they did turn around. And again, Chelsea was a pretty hard one to put your finger on, and I'd be shocked if most people did predict Chelsea to finish in sixth and get that one right. But I will take my credit for that one. Chelsea in sixth. And in fifth place, I did say Liverpool will finish in fifth. They did finish in third, but Jurgen Klopp has left. What do we think of Klopp leaving then? Well, Arne Slot's going to become their next manager. A manager who I've probably, to be honest, never even heard of. Coming in from, I'm pretty sure it's PSV. But we'll think next season will be a transitioning year for Liverpool. We'll have to wait and find out. In fourth place, I said Manchester United. Well, they finished in eighth. I mean, it's not that they're good. It's not that they're bad. They have some good players, but they're just a team of individuals, and a team that they pay £150,000 worth of talent. No, sorry, £350,000 worth of talent. And you finish in eighth place. Not good enough for Man United. Where do they go from now? Well, they can still get in Europe if they win the FA Cup against Manchester City, which is very unlikely. We'll see what happens with Manchester United. In third place, I said that Arsenal will finish in third. They finished in second. Most people did say Arsenal will finish in third or second. So I will take. I will take credit for that one. Second place, Newcastle. I said Newcastle because they got the Saudi backing, but they finished in seventh. 6 places off. I was pretty wrong with that one, but I can see Newcastle winning the Conference League, to be fair. In first place, I will take no pleasure of getting this one right, because most people predicted this one. Probably everyone did. Manchester City in third. I will not congratulate them. 115 Chargers. I'm not going to sit here and just moan about City, but I mean, it is an incredible achievement, but you're under investigation. A pitch invasion was embarrassing. Forget all the talk of that. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much to everyone for watching the video, and thank you, everyone, for your support across the season. The content is not over. We've got the Euros coming up. We've got the transfer window coming up. I'm looking forward. And on that note, I will hopefully see you tomorrow for Euro 2024 squad reaction. See you in a bit. I'm back, and I just realised that I forgot to talk about the points total. My points total for my Premier League predictions. Well, I got 64. My points total is 64. I'll take it. My 2 right predictions: Manchester City and Chelsea. And then I got a few one-off, being Arsenal, Everton, Sheffield United, and all West Ham. And I also got a few 2 off. Those being Liverpool, Fulham, and Luton. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, yes, I've just wanted to say, update you on the points. Yes, 64 points. I mean, I'll take it. I'll certainly take it. Thank you everyone for watching. I've already said it before. Thank you everyone for watching. I'll speak to you tomorrow for reaction to the England squad.